Danny the dog, a lively warrior, controlled by the collar around his neck. When the collar is removed, he stands with unmatched strength, but with it on, he is a silent, harmless human. His master Victor, a heartless leader, uses Danny however he pleases. Amid fear, blood, and betrayal, will Danny find the path to freedom? At the beginning of the movie, it is shown that Victor lends money to people. If they don't repay on time, he lets Danny's belt loose and Danny violently beats them. Afterwards, Victor visits the debtor and threatens that next time, if they are late, he won't stop Danny. One day, after a fight, one of Victor's men notices Danny bleeding from his head. He informs Victor, but instead of treating the wound, Victor instructs to give Danny a bandage so he can wrap it himself. Danny, having the intelligence of a child, doesn't know how to use it. Having lived his entire life alone in a cage, never seeing the outside world or talking to anyone. At night, Danny finds a book in his cage with ABCD written on it. He flips the pages, looking at the pictures, and suddenly sees a piano. He touches it as if he has a long-lost connection with it. The next day, Victor takes him to collect money from a boxing club owner. The owner brings a huge wrestler, thinking Victor would be intimidated. But when Danny attacks a few club members, even the wrestler backs off and refuses to fight. He warns the owner, "Give the boss the money or Danny will beat us all." Later, Victor and Danny visit a wealthy diamond smuggler, also a debtor. Victor politely asks for repayment, but the smuggler, aware of Danny's strength, grabs Victor and starts beating him before Danny's belt is loosened. Danny watches silently. The smuggler orders his men to kill Victor and Danny. Victor, managing to free himself, quickly loosens Danny's belt, shouting, "Finish them all!" Instantly, Danny attacks, crushing the men and breaking the smuggler's bones. Victor seizes all the gold and diamonds. Tom, an illegal fight organizer, witnesses Danny's strength and is impressed. Victor is furious that Danny watched while he was beaten. His men throw Danny into a car and Victor threatens him, "You will never improve. You will remain an animal." Danny is punished with food deprivation for several days. Afterwards, Victor takes him to collect more money, instructing him to respond to a red light signal. Danny, distracted by a broken piano, begins touching it. At that moment, Sam, a blind piano teacher, arrives and helps Danny play, correcting the tune. Danny is so absorbed in music that he forgets the red light. Sam asks, "Do you hear the ticking?" Danny notices the light is on and rushes to Victor, but it's too late. Victor has been badly beaten by the thugs. Furious at Danny for the delay, Victor locks him in a cage, planning a harsh punishment. At that time, one of Victor's men informs him that someone has come to see Danny. Victor refuses, not in the mood to meet anyone. But when told the visitor is very wealthy and could earn him a lot of money, Victor allows him in. The visitor is Tom, who had watched Danny's fight days ago. Tom says, "I saw your fighter fight. His ability is extraordinary. I want to make a deal with you." He explains he organizes monthly death matches where winning requires killing the opponent. Victor, angry at Danny and wanting to punish him, agrees. The next day, Victor takes Danny to the fight arena. Tom shows his huge, undefeated fighter. As the fight begins, Victor loosens Danny's belt and Danny rushes the opponent, landing 2 or 3 punches to the neck, instantly killing him. Everyone is shocked, even Tom, who cannot understand how it ended so quickly. Victor receives his money, equal to his annual income, and in joy asks Danny, "What do you want?" Danny quietly replies, "I want a piano." Victor scolds him, suggesting a restaurant or a girl instead, but Danny insists on only wanting a piano. While they talk, a truck hits their car, flipping it over. Armed men people from the gold smuggler Danny had beaten start shooting. Everyone except Danny dies. Danny escapes and reaches the place he first met Sam, who recognizes his footsteps. Severely injured, Danny faints from blood loss. When he wakes, he finds himself on a bed, terrified since he has never been allowed to lie on one. He hides under it. Sam notices his fear and silently leaves food under the bed. Days pass like this, with Danny staying hidden. Eventually, Danny steps outside and sees Sam playing the piano. When Victoria, Sam's adopted daughter, enters, he becomes frightened again. Sam explains to Victoria that Danny loves music. Later, Danny joins Sam and Victoria for dinner, but eats like an animal. Victoria teaches him to eat with a spoon, though he consumes the soup in one breath. Seeing them laugh, Danny laughs too without understanding why. At night, when Sam tries to loosen Danny's belt, he grabs Sam's hand, fearing losing control. The next day, Sam takes Danny to the market to interact with people. Danny enjoys his new life. He learns about Victoria's family, the accidents that killed her mother, and Sam's blindness. Feeling part of the family, Danny becomes normal but still cannot remove the belt from his neck. Victoria approaches Danny and tries to remove the belt from his neck. The moment she touches it, terrifying memories flood Danny's mind. The belt had trained him to hurt everyone. He becomes extremely afraid, worried he might accidentally harm Victoria. Victoria calms him down, saying, "You've completely forgotten your old memories. Remove this last thing and you will be completely free." Danny trusts her, allows the belt to be removed, and nothing happens. He learns to control himself and is finally free from Victor's slavery. At night, Sam takes Danny to a place where he is repairing a piano. After finishing, Sam gives Danny money saying, "You helped me fix the piano, so half of this is yours. Use it to buy something for yourself." Danny goes to a shopping mall and buys things, but on leaving, one of Victor's men stops him. Recognizing Danny, he asks where he has been and threatens that Victor will send men to kill him if he does not return. Danny, happy with his new life, refuses. The man warns him again, but despite reluctance, Danny returns to Victor due to the threat. Victor is pleased, as Danny is his only way to wealth. Danny asks Victor about his mother. Victor lies, claiming he found Danny near death on the street and raised him. The next day, Victor puts the belt on Danny again and takes him to the fighting ring. They meet Tong, who shows a fighter that recently killed someone. Victor, confident Danny will win, loosens his belt and orders him to finish the opponent. Danny refuses to hurt anyone. Victor angrily pushes him into the ring, where the opponent attacks lethally, but Danny only defends himself. More fighters enter and Danny's patience snaps. He fights back with extreme force, defeating them. Victor orders him to kill, but Danny lets them go. Victor is furious and beats Danny, locking him in a cage. Danny wants to be with Sam and Victoria. He escapes the cage and searches Victor's house, finding pictures from his childhood, including one with his mother. He confronts Victor about the picture. Victor lies again, claiming Danny's mother was a sex worker he raised after her death. Danny realizes it is false but stays calm. The next day, Victor takes him to the fighting ring again. Danny steers the car, causing an accident, removes the belt, and rushes to Sam and Victoria. He shows Victoria his mother's picture. Victoria notes that Danny's mother appears from a good family, likely a piano teacher, as the picture shows her playing the piano. At night, Victoria enters Danny's room and finds him looking at his mother's picture. She asks if he wants to hear the music his mother played. Excitedly, Danny says yes. Victoria begins playing the tune, and Danny's childhood memories return. He recalls being hidden in a cabinet by his mother to stay quiet. At that moment, some goons, including Victor, enter the house. Victor confronts Danny's mother over money owed and attempts to take Danny instead. In a fit of anger, Victor shoots Danny's mother and forcibly takes Danny away. Danny realizes Victor is responsible for his mother's death. He tells Sam and Victoria everything and urges them to leave immediately as Victor is searching for them. As they try to escape, Victor's men arrive at Sam's house. Danny quickly hides Sam and Victoria in a cabinet and goes to another house to mislead Victor. Outside, Danny fights Victor's men and defeats them one by one. Seeing all his men fall, Victor becomes enraged and confronts Danny personally, firing his gun. Danny escapes, but Victor follows him into the house where Sam and Victoria are hiding. Victor spots the belt on the floor and realizes Danny is inside. Pointing a gun at him, Victor says, "This is not your home. You were made for the cage. If you stay with others, you will bring danger. Today I give you a choice. Return with me and I will spare them." Victoria and Sam are in danger, but Danny grabs Victor's hand as he tries to put the belt on and declares, "From today, this is my home." Danny attacks Victor, seeking revenge for his mother's death. Just as he is about to kill Victor, Sam and Victoria intervene. Victor, attempting to provoke Danny further, taunts him, reminding him of what he did to his mother every day. Danny loses control over his anger. Right before Danny can strike, Sam hits Victor on the head with a flower pot, rendering him unconscious. With no one left to provoke him, Danny calms down. Soon after, the police arrive, arrest Victor, and he is sentenced to life imprisonment. In the last scene, Danny and Sam attend a piano recital where Victoria is performing. She says the piece is dedicated to a special person and performs the song that Danny's mother played years ago. Danny watches her in awe and sheds a happy tear.